Welcome to the, oh my God, you all do not know. Okay, I'm sorry about that. It's been a long day. It has been a long day. So I am your host, Jacqueline Harrison. Welcome to this one-day virtual event. This is the Eight Queens Roundtable Leadership Symposium. And the purpose of this one-day virtual event is for you as entrepreneurs to be able to move into different segments, I guess, of your business, right? Multiple streams of income. That's the phrase I'm looking for. Let's just say you are an author and maybe now you want to publish your own magazine, or maybe you have a live Facebook show, but you want to move over to podcasting. Okay, so this is an excellent opportunity. Oh, I forgot this one. Or maybe you're an author, but now you want to put together your own event, maybe your own conference, whether it be virtual or in person. That's specifically what this is for. So you are in the right place. I have some experts that are going to join us. We have a young lady that will be joining us shortly, and I'm going to let Miss Charlotte introduce herself. But she's going to be talking to you about publishing. She is an author, and she can tell you all about that, how she made the decision to do it, and just a little bit about the process. We're not going to give it all away, but just enough for you to get started. I have another queen that's going to be joining us. That's going to be talking to you all about podcasting. So stay tuned to this particular channel, this segment. This is the Business Accelerator Bootcamp, and it's going to help you do just that. All right. If you did not do so already, go ahead and grab a pad and a pen because you're going to want to take some notes. All right. So again, I'm your host, Jacqueline Harrison, and my guest here, Charlotte. I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself. And please tell us who you serve and how you serve them, and just a little bit about yourself.
My name is Charlotte Gillespie. I am from Olive Branch, Mississippi. I am 28 years old. I was born and raised in Olive Branch, have been in Olive Branch all of my life. Was raised by my grandparents. As an I was ill and I survived it. I survived it. I am a I worked in the daycare and I got licensed as a daycare director. And when the daycare closed, I was able to carry my life alone as to open my own daycare, but I stepped back for eventually become a daycare owner. And that's a little about me. I do go to church. I am Baptist religion. I serve under or member under it's my pastor, Jerusalem Baptist Church. I also go.
And she's gone. And then there was one, right? I know how this technology is sometimes. Oh, this is my other lady. Well, hello there, Queen. That was quick.
I told you 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Look, and you meant it too. Let me put
Listen, I ain't
Charlotte back on.
the crash out the background, but I had it.
Oh, it looks fine. We have us, Charlotte and I, having a little bit of difficulty. She's like, you were like, look, I was like, and she's gone, and she'll be back.
Oh.
I know, it just
So we have our another young lady. She's going to introduce herself in a second. So we literally just started, and Charlotte was introducing herself, and then we kind of lost her for a minute there. Did you finish introducing yourself, Charlotte?
yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Okay, Miss Davis. See, perfect timing. So you were up. go ahead. I've already introduced the business accelerator bootcamp and our purpose here tonight. And you are the expert that's joining us. Is going to talk to us about podcasting. And again, this is for women that are in business, right? And maybe they want to move over to do podcasting, but they don't know where to start. They don't know what to do first. Or maybe they're already, or they just recently started podcasting, but they're not quite where they want to be. And they want some different tips and tools. And I know that that's one of your specialties. So, go ahead and introduce yourself to us. Let us know a little bit about, who you are, who you serve, how you serve them, and just tell us a little bit about the podcast.
Okay. Hello, I am Arnia T.M. Davis, the CEO of Lady CEO LLC, which is the umbrella company for Miss Things Boutique, Lady CEO brand and and management. My mind went some other way. Is also a confident lady, confidence coaching. I also have Pick Your Persona, creative directing for photo shoots. And I always seem to always forget something. I do speaking and different things like that. But I also have the Recent Thoughts podcast where I co-host with Francesca Fancy Fielder. We have had the podcast for 3 years. 2019 was the first year. We're going into our third season in February. Right now, we're on hiatus. We also have a talk show, Theories and Thoughts Deep Dive, where we talk more personal, and we also talk to different business owners. And we have a segment called Getting in Your Business, where we talk to different business owners. We go to their businesses and we look around. We talk about what they have going on there. So
I like that. And what's the name of that?
It's a part of Theories and Thoughts Deep Dive.
Okay.
It's called Getting in Your Business, getting in a small business. Because everybody talks about all the time, I'm minding my business, I'm minding my own business. And I'm just one, and I tell my friends know this already. Your business is my business, and I'm going to get in your business. Okay? Period. But yeah, that's the gist of what I do. I was about to pull up my website to make sure I always seem to forget something sometimes. But yeah, ladyceo.com, lady with an I, CEO.com is my website. I said a confident lady. Oh, fire lashes. See, I forgot something.
Oh,
I sell magnetic lashes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And I told you about the other thing. So consulting and brand management, Lady CEO. And I also have another budding business. It's called The Walk of a Woman, where we're thinking about doing chapters. We've done it since, I want to say August or September 1st. It's the first Thursday of every month. And what happens is it brings women together in different parts of their lives. What we find out is that you may be somewhere in your life that you can help me, and I might be somewhere in my life where I can help you. I just have to be open. And I'm talking mental health. I'm talking about even as a child, having children, different things like that. So I'm a confidence coach, and there's so many women who need that. They don't know how to go out and get it, or know how to talk to someone and tell them, hey, I need some help in the confidence department.
Right. Exactly. Yep. And I think I had noticed that. I think I had noticed that about. Oh, she's still waiting to come in. Hold on. Charlotte, you back with us?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see, can I keep it in this time?
Okay. So yeah, I had noticed that about the confidence. I thought I saw something about confidence coaching. I was like, okay, all right. I was like, that must be. I thought to myself, that must be something new. I can't wait to hear more about it.
Yeah, confidence coaching. What happens is this: women think that when you're confident, I get a lot of people who tell me, "You're so confident. You're always posting selfies. You always body positive." You may have seen I post a bathing suit picture because I went to Miami this weekend on Thursday and got back yesterday.
I saw it, Queen.
And a lot of people was like, "You're so confident. You're so confident." I'm 100% myself and I bring my full self. And a lot of people don't understand how to bring their full self because so many other people are telling them who they should be, why they shouldn't be that, and why it's wrong what they're doing. And what my mom always told me I was going to be a great woman one day. I don't know how not to be that great woman. My mom always told me that it's up to me. Anything I want to do, it was up to me. And it's not that I just feel like you have to post a bathing suit to be confident, because no, most of the time I'm fully clothed. But I wear what I like. I am who I am. If I feel like I want to wear these twists, I'm going to wear these twists. If I want to wear these earrings, I'm going to wear these earrings. I don't have to ask no one's I don't have to get anyone's validation and permission to be who I am. And that's what I work with women and men with. Understanding who you are, why you thinking the way that you're thinking, and what puts you in that mindset to be that. Because, growing up, I didn't have the best childhood, but I always knew that what I was doing, it didn't feel comfortable trying to fit in. So I had to be 100% me, even when it was uncomfortable. Now I'm comfortable because I'm okay with other people not being around me. Because being 100% yourself, you have to remember that people still select if they're going to be around you or not. And you have to be okay with some people not being around you.
Yep. You're absolutely right about that. Woo. And I think too, sometimes, different, or at least I can speak for myself. And I'm thinking back to having conversations with other women, co-workers, friends, family, that, sometimes different times in our lives, we have different levels of confidence, or like maybe somebody may be real confident in their job. Maybe they got their career. They've been doing it for 20 plus years. They know it like the back of their hand.
Right.
They step out into entrepreneurship and it's like, oh my God, what's going on?
Exactly.
So, yeah. So
that doesn't mean that you're not confident. That just means that you have an area of opportunity. And when we look at it as there's an area of opportunity, you're not going to be confident. And that's the first thing I tell people. You're not going to be confident in everything that you do, everything that you got going on. But there's areas of opportunity. And as long as there's areas of opportunity, you'll forever be growing and learning and embracing you even more. And another thing is you have to realize is you being confident makes other people confront what their defect is. And some people are not willing and ready to confront their defect. Yeah. They're not willing and ready to say, so I'm not this, or I'm not that, or I don't know how to be fully who I am. So then they look at you like you have something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what? I think you said that very nicely. But you're absolutely right. And I've experienced that. I mean, I'm pretty sure we probably all have stories about that. Or that sometimes what people see in you, let me see if I say this right. What people see in you, or a good quality that people see in you, sometimes they feel, right, it's their perception, that they want to be that way, or that they can't be that way. So they see it in you and that bothers them. And I just want to clarify by saying they feel, because of the fact that it's all about their perception.
Exactly.
I don't agree with that. Of course, I believe that whatever you want to achieve, you can nurture that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah. But
I've been told that I'm too confident to be a big girl.
Really?
I've been told that in my younger, nobody won't try it now. But when I was younger, oh, you too confident to be so big. What is that? I'm too confident to be so big. Even wearing red lipstick. Oh, that's what, whores wear, and this, that, and a third.
Okay.
Because red looks well on me. When I went.
Now that I'm thinking about it, my mother, and now see, now we done got started. This is a business summit, but you see, when the girls get together, and it just flows, right?
Listen,
you all can relate to us. But like, my mom was born in 42, So I think in her time, women weren't supposed to wear no red fingernail polish or no red lipstick.
Right.
That was like a, what did they say?
Taboo.
You were fast, asking for trouble. So yeah, I've heard that.
I mean, people would tell you a whole bunch of things.
Yeah,
I'm curvy. Oh, you shouldn't wear certain things. I'm gonna be comfortable. I'm not wearing
right,
oversized clothes so you can feel comfortable about
right,
yourself.
exactly. So
Or
you
you
Yeah.
can.
yeah,
I ain't got time for that. I wear what I know that my stuff is not tight on purpose. It just hugs my hips and my body shape. And I have a very nice body shape. That's not my fault. And I'm not gonna hide who I am for your convenience when I know I'm not trying to be intentionally rude or cause an issue or a body image issue. Maybe you need to look within.
right. Yeah,
So
yep.
yeah. Hey Charlotte. I
Hey,
feel like we're not bringing you in the conversation.
Can you
that's
hear us okay?
I can hear you.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, so let's do this.
Mhm.
Charlotte's going to be talking to us today about she is an author, and I don't, and she's going to dive into it a little bit more, but tell you a little bit about. I don't know if you've published more than one book, but I want you to talk to the audience and let the ladies know how did all of that come about? How did you? Because there's people in the audience saying that, oh, I want to do that. I've always wanted to do that, but they feel like they don't know where to start. Is there, tell us a little bit about how many books you've had published, and tell us a little bit about where they can start, I guess. Like what would be a good starting place for that?
Um, well, first, how I started was I based my writing upon what I wanted to write about. Basically, I had to sit down and know what I wanted to write about before I could take any other steps. I My story was my personal testimony. So at that point, I knew what I wanted to write about because I knew I wanted to encourage the world with my testimony. So my first step to any author that wants to publish, that wants to get out to the world, my first thing is to know what you want to write about. And my second step was researching the motives of writing, the steps to writing. Because, I mean, writing a book or publishing a book, it's not like you just sitting down and writing a journal, or you're sitting down writing a paper in school or for college or for someone. It's not the same. So you kind of have to know how to write your book, how to set up your book, how to set up your writing, what format to turn into your publishing people, what the publishing people expect. You have to know all of that before you write that book or turn that publishing in to that company, because every publishing company is not the same. Some companies going to want more. Some publishing companies going to want less, and some publishing companies will do what they think you can do. So it depends on who you go through and what they expect of you. So when I started the process, I wrote my book. I um, did all kinds of scratch outs, did all kinds of rough drafts, did all of that to get myself where I wanted. So once I knew what I wanted, what I was writing about, how I wanted it formatted and everything, I found the publishing company that matched my expectations. So that means I didn't just go through any publishing company or just up and find a publishing company. I searched publishing companies to see who could match my expectations and what publishing companies I could match their expectations. So once I started writing my final draft. I wanted to be where I could was comfortable. I wanted to be also money range. You have to think about the money range because some charge by word, each word, some charge by your chapters, some just have a flat rate. So it depends on your money range. When you're writing this book, make sure you have your money to write this book or to do what you want to do in this process of writing. When I did it, I had to have professional photo shoots. You make sure you have a picture, especially if you're going to put yourself, because when I did my book, I wanted myself on the cover because it was about me. So I wanted myself. So I had to make sure I had a professional picture to put on the front of that book. I just couldn't put one I've taken in the house or I've taken outside. It had to be professionally done. I had to go to a photographer to do it. So make sure if you're putting yourself on your cover, make sure your picture is professional, especially going on your front cover. Um, Most publishing companies will do your um, photo cover, but I had someone else to do my book cover. I did not let my publishing company do my book cover. Um, Main reason why it was cheaper for me, but the person that did it was a professional book cover. That is what he does. So I did different far as my cover for publishing. Um, so when you publish, you have to know all those steps. You have to have your cover ready. You have to have your writing ready. You have to have your words ready. You have to have everything ready for them to take you through the process. Once I got through the process, once I knew I could do a payment plan or I could pay in full or however I needed to do that to publish my book, that's when I went forward. And I used Alpha Publishing, which is a company I found on the internet, and they were amazing. They edited everything, corrected everything. Make sure you get a company that's going to correct your book, that's going to correct your grammar in your book, because some publishing companies, the first one I went through, when I got back my editing, they did not edit anything. It
Okay.
was just like
Yeah.
I had it. And at that point, I knew in that
Mhm.
time and in that book, in that writing, that something was wrong. I knew that at some state that I'm writing this book and you telling me there are no mistakes. So I had to go through another publishing and that's when I got Alpha, and they corrected everything. And I went back and compared what I was doing and what the first publishing company did to what they did. So, of course, common sense told me, yes, I did make mistakes. It was needed to be corrected because I knew I'm not going to carry that kind of grammar out to the world. I'm not going to carry those kind of sentences out to the world, and I'm supposed to be a published writer. So I had to be careful about who I got to publish because all publishers do not do what they charge you for. And this publishing company was actually higher than the one I used, and they didn't even do what they were charging me for. So
Mm.
be careful of who you use and everything and who you going along with. Make sure you have access to someone. And I grant this to all writers, beginners, people that have written books and want to go through someone else to write the next time around. Know who you're getting to publish your book. Just because they sound good or just because somebody else's book was published through them, and they might say, well, mine's amazing, but you're not writing on the same as they are. Some people may be writing poems, some people may be writing life stories, some may be writing, fiction, nonfiction. It's all different kinds, so you don't know. So you have to get a publisher that fits what you are writing. So that's how I got Alpha Publishing, because they fitted what I was writing. They knew my grammar issues, they could correct them. My book came out perfectly in my eyes. And
That is
writing
awesome.
during the writing process, I was checked on all the time. They sent all types of information on how to write, how to format, all of that. And that's what you need in writing your book. You need to know how to format. And most times, once you write and turn into that publishing company your first draft, they will tell you or format you through how to set up your book and how long your book will be, how long your book's supposed to be, what you need to add, what you need to take out, if you needed chapters or if you needed just one big book, So you have to know by your publishing company what you need at that time to write your story.
Okay. You know, I was thinking, I didn't want to interrupt you, and I got to try to remember my question. I'll be having these senior moments, so just bear with me. So, okay. So you made a clear distinction, right? That they need to look out for, well, a lot of different things, but when you're hiring someone, I had to learn this, that there's a distinction between the publisher. Some people just publish and some people edit. You know
Right.
what I mean? And some of the companies do, do both of them. But I'm glad that you mentioned that and talked about that. So that way you ladies can know, some different things to ask, to maybe like she mentioned about doing the research, finding out maybe certain publishers are better at, I don't know, publishing fiction, let's just say, or a biography, autobiography. You know what I mean? So do your research, and sometimes it may not be enough just to go based on, oh well, yeah, I know this person over here, and they're a publisher, and that kind of thing. So I'm glad that you brought a couple of those points out. But we're definitely going to come back to you, um, Charlotte. Okay, because I'm,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you have a little bit more to say, and I have a couple of questions to ask. But just to kind of evenly flow it around,
Okay.
Miss Davis, if you could talk to us about, I know you have quite a few specialties, but the one that you're going to be talking to us about tonight is, I want to hear all about the podcast, because there are a lot of women out there that are doing their own podcasts already, whether it's by themselves or collaboration, but they're not quite getting the traction that they want to. Or you may have some out there that thought about it and just kind of shied away from it because they didn't know where to start. So I'll kind of,
I'm one.
put the ball in your, oh, I'll put the ball in your court, and, kind of, you know, walk us through, I guess, or give us some food for thought.
Okay, great. So I am one half of Theories and Thoughts podcast, as I told you guys, and Theories and Thoughts deep dive talk show. The first thing is, if you're gonna do it with someone, do it with someone, not just your friend, but someone you can see longevity with. That's the first thing. Someone who's gonna have your back. I can honestly say Fancy had my back. My father passed towards the end of December. And on our Instagram and all of that, Fancy pretty much had to do it because I was just checked out. I was checked out. I didn't post anything. I did do our podcast because that was kind of something that was normal, just my usual schedule. So some things I would say: develop what you're going to talk about, whether it's you by yourself or you and someone else. I would say plan a month ahead. I tried to plan. So here's the thing, because it's two of us, Fancy does the deep dive and I do the podcast booking.
Okay.
So I try to book a month ahead, at least a month ahead. I check because what we discuss is things that are not normal topics that we feel should be talked about in the Black community. So we bring experts on. That's what the podcast is about, bringing on experts. So we're getting emails on different people. And then, I might say, oh, this person might work good for this month, this, that, and a third. And Fancy and we talk about it. Let me back up. Why are you starting a podcast? Are you starting it because everybody else is doing it? Are you starting it because this is something that you really wanted to do? A lot of people start things, and that's where what I do in branding and business management as well. My first thing is, why do you want to do this? What is your purpose? Because sometimes people just want to do it because somebody else is doing it and they look like they're doing well, and it doesn't hold weight and it doesn't stay up. It doesn't stay afloat very long because they didn't do it for the right reasons. And what the right reasons are, you want to be informative, you want to teach. What is your niche? What are you trying to do? Fancy had wanted to start a podcast years ago. I myself, I was whatever. I've always looked at myself as possibly doing a talk show because I am a conversationalist. I love to talk. I love to educate. My degree is actually education. So I'm always trying to educate and talk or what have you. We used to have conversations, Fancy and I, not just about the most random things. And we used to be like, we need to talk more about this, not just to our girlfriends, but to everybody. So say, for instance, we had a young lady on, October is Domestic Violence Month. We had someone on talking about sexual abuse. We don't talk enough about that in the Black community. I only speak for the Black community, but we don't talk enough about it. Why we make you go up and go put on some more clothes when we need to check that man who keep looking at you or trying to touch you. So we talk about different things. We talk about relationships and different things. So we decided from the beginning, we will talk about an array of topics. One of us do one thing. You can't do everything if it's two of y'all. Let the other person do something. You can't run everything. And a lot of times it's a control thing. You can't control everything. If it's you by yourself, plan ahead 2 months in advance. Plan ahead in 2 months in advance. Also, find someone who can step in if you're not going to be there, because consistency is everything. Whenever Fancy can't be on the show, we have someone who can join. I have someone that I can call up and say, hey, Fancy can't be on the show for whatever reason. Can you step in? Because being consistent keeps your audience consistent on. They know when to contact, when you're going to be on, and they know what time. They know the date and the time. Consistency. They may not even see a post that month, but that day, but they know that you're going to be on talking about something. Marketing material. We use Canva. It's important to use your hashtags. I use black podcasters, female podcasters, different things like that. Use your hashtags because they're important. When I'm looking for something, honestly, when I'm looking for a guest or something, I'm looking at hashtags. Also, your subject matter. Make sure you hashtag that as well. We have an IG. Don't take on more than what you can handle. Okay, with your podcast. We only have an IG for the podcast.
I didn't know. Okay.
We have an IG. That's it. Because I have my businesses, Fancy have her businesses. We don't want to stretch ourselves thin. Because what happens is if we have a separate, and we just got that in season 2, the IG. It's okay to build on what you have. You don't have to have it on, on every platform right away if you're not going to be able to maintain it and post. Even with that, we have certain days that we post on our IG that's relevant to who we are as a brand. And you have to keep that in mind because so many times, and I talk about that with my brand management clients as well. The more planning you do, the better off you are. And you can build on what you have going on. You don't have to have everything at one time. The beautiful thing is the 2 companies that came together, Lady CEO and Swag Her, we have Facebook pages. We have IG pages. We have Twitter. So Did we really need to have one? You know, yeah, as we growing, we do need to have one. But right in the beginning, we were able to post on our business pages and get people to tune in and watch the shows and different things. So those are different things. I would also say pick a time that you know that will not be a conflict with nothing else that you have going on. You know, we picked a time and a date that and a day of the week that we can honestly pull away from everything else and do our show. And at a time that people should be winding down so they'll have a chance to just listen if that's what they want to do. So it's Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's most of the time when people are either they're finishing dinner, about to start dinner, something like that. You know, so those are the things that I would say to start with when you're doing a podcast. If you're already in the podcasting, know that it's okay to scale down if you have to. Because with any business, and I was talking to a client about this today, with any business, it's always trial and error because you've never done this before. And it's not a failure, it's just scaling down because you've taken on too much. And that's okay. Maybe you're in your first season and you're like, you can't do it by yourself. Get you a co-host. Have co-hosts. Have different people come in every week or what have you to join you, to have a conversation. Don't be afraid to switch up your format as well, your formatting of your show. It's okay to switch up the format, and we've switched it up. If you pay attention, any business, so many businesses change their logos, they change their formatting, they change how they do things because they're trying to see what works best. Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself, even in the middle of a season. Take seasons because doing this every day, it's a lot. Even with two people, it's a lot. And if you take a season, if you do seasons, because somebody asked me, they were like, so y'all gonna go on hiatus in January? You know, what about being consistent? I'm like, we are consistent because we're gonna let everybody know. I started telling people back in November, hey, we're gonna go on hiatus in January. We're going on hiatus in January. So November and December, I've already told you we're going on hiatus. You know, TV shows do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Radio shows, they take talk shows, they take a break. One that I listen to, the Breakfast Club, they take a break. You know, it's important to know because else you're gonna have burnout.
Right. Yeah.
So
okay. Well, thank you. That was very, very helpful. And I want both of you to be thinking too about what you want to leave the audience with. Because I know you guys have shared so much already. But if you could think of like maybe, I don't know, two or three or four things that at the very end that you want them to make sure that they have. So just kind of, be thinking about that. So Charlotte, you were talking to us about publishing that book and you gave so much information. I mean, so if you are listening to this, you should have a pretty good start now and know different things that you need to do. But what else did you want to share that could be helpful for them as well?
Okay. Some other things I would like to share as far as the publishing goes and writing. And I know this typically is more about publishing than writing, but to share a couple of tips about writing and publishing at the same time. And after you publish your book, make sure that you get to sites that you have your book to be advertised on, such as Amazon, Barnes and Noble, online and paperback. I see so many authors that only have paperback and don't offer online. And if you like me, I read everything online. Basically, I rarely ever read paperback anything. I'm going on my phone and look at it or on my tablet and look at it. So if you're going to publish, my suggestion is publish both ways or advertise both ways. um, online and paperback. Because sometimes the online is cheaper for the person right then rather than the paperback is 20, maybe $20, 15. Your online gonna be most times $9.99 or less. So I suggest do both ways once you publish. Make sure your publishing company is able to give you those offers of taking you through Amazon, taking you through Kindle, taking you through Barnes and Noble, Walmart, any of those stores that carry books. Make sure they are able to take you through all of those to get your book out there because everybody do not use Amazon and on or use Barnes and Noble or use website. So on the other hand, make sure you have paperback. Make sure you have copies or your book of your book because everybody cannot go online and purchase your book. Everybody don't use online. Everybody don't trust online. Everybody don't trust putting their cards online. So make sure you have book copies, paperback book copies. You as the author, make sure your publishing company can give you a set of books. Don't care if it's 10 or 100. Make sure they can give you a set of books to have on hand to give to people, especially our people 60, 70, 80 years old. They don't use online, they don't trust online. So
Right.
make sure you have that platform of in person um, selling or having your books on hand to give to a person to buy your book, especially if you want a good book sale. When I started and got through the publishing, that was another question I did ask my publisher. How many books will I get on hand? Will I be able to get some books on hand? Or do I have to go through Amazon? Are you all supplying the books? They are like, yes, we are supplying 50 books to you on hand, or you can get the plan for 100 books on hand to sell. So make sure that publishing companies giving you books to sell. Some don't, some most will. So make sure you ask that. Make sure you know how many you're getting in that time, and make sure you are able to sell those books at the price they are because most of these companies, especially Amazon and those places, they will knock your prices down by your book sale. You want to keep your book price at the level at that you put it at with your publishing company. When I first did mine, prime example, my book was 19. And at first, because I did not get the proper online sales, they knocked the price of my book down. Once I got my sales back up, my book went back up to its price. So make sure you're getting your sales. Make sure you're getting out there. Social media, I suggest, is the best form. And the publishing company that I'm with actually has social media. They have Instagram and Facebook. So make sure you're getting out there. Social media, like I said, social media is the best form. Facebook, Instagram, get out there because there are so many publishing companies and there are so many other book companies that will advertise you and get your book out there for you worldwide. Make sure you connect. Make sure your publishing company allows you to connect with other people. Make sure they have extra supplies. I was offered bookmarks. I would offer thank you cards. I was offered cards to just sign with the front of my book on them. Make sure they offer that extra boost for you, those extra condiments to give you to help you boost on your book, to boost on your sales. On the other hand, you do have to work yourself of selling your book, of making that publishing company or that company that's selling your book know that you want to be number one seller. Because that's most authors' goals to be number one seller. That's my goal to be a number one seller. So I knew what I had to do. I knew how I had to work. I knew what I needed to get my book out there after it was published. So it's not all about starting and publishing, it's about after you publish your book as well. So you want to know what to do before you publish, you want to know what to do while you're publishing and you want to know what to do after you publish. After they have released that book to the world,
Right.
to
Okay.
all the sites, you want to know what to do, how to get yourself out there, how to be a bestseller, how
Right.
to be number one. You want to know all of that.
Okay.
So make sure you know, and I'm open just to put it out there. If you need me, authors, beginner authors, if you need me, I'm open to
Okay.
help you. I'm open to help you. I'm open to offer you the publishing company I use. I have had people to ask me. So I am open to give you the company I use to step you through what to do, to step you on how to write. I can't tell you what to write, but I can tell you the format of how to write because I've already done it.
Right.
So I
Okay.
can help you. I'm here to help you. Don't be afraid to contact me. And I will give my contact information in a way that you can contact me, get in touch with me, whatever you need to get started. It's nothing like writing your book because your testimony or your story, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, um, whether it's about you or someone else, it's somewhere out there that someone needs it. That's what you have to think about when you're writing or when you're publishing. It's something out there that you're writing. It's someone out there that needs that.
Right.
So
And
I knew when I wrote my story that someone out there needed that.
yes, ma'am. All right. More good information. Thank you, Charlotte. And yes, at the end, you will definitely, both of you will tell the audience how to get a hold of you, okay, and what you have coming up. So, Miss Davis, anything else? Again, you shared a lot of wonderful information earlier. Oh, and don't forget, I want you guys to do um leave them with like maybe 3 or 4, takeaways that they need to make sure that they have. But I just wanted to say that because I want you guys to have your thoughts together. But what else did you want to share in reference to podcasting that they need to know that you didn't share already in the other segment?
So you want to be on a network that can distribute your podcast. We use Anchor. Anchor is free. Anchor has us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you can get you can get your podcast. That's important. You don't have to record on Anchor, but you can upload it on Anchor. We also use StreamYard. We were on another site. I can't even think of the other site right now, but we kept having problems. So StreamYard, and we do pay for that. Well, yeah, it is paid, but you have to put some money out in order to purchase. Not purchase. In order to make money or build your business, you always should. You have to put some type of money out.
Mm-hmm.
So StreamYard is really good. We also we're live on Swagger's Facebook Live, but then we're live on my YouTube, Lady CEO Media, and we're live on Swagger's YouTube as well. Then it comes off of that and then it goes into Anchor. So it's on Spotify, Apple, all of those podcasts, anywhere you can get podcasts, pretty much places we didn't even know exist. It's on those. Um, and Anchor distributes that. Okay, and you can monetize that as well off of Anchor. What I was gonna say? Oh, ads, ads and commercial spots. Think of that. People who may line up with your vision. You can sell ads in your commercial spots. That's another way. That's a way to make some money. Monetize. Decide on again what topics you want to talk about. We do current events toward we used to talk about what we had going on at first and maybe a little current events, but we really have a segment now where we talk. See, here's the thing. When we first started the podcast, it used to be us talking. Then we started bringing on guests, and now it's all guests on the podcast. The
Okay.
talk show has us opinionated. So we switched it up. That's why I said that it's okay to change things around, because it used to be us talking about a topic. Now we're still talking about a topic, but we have a guest. So now we talk about how our weekend was. Then we talk about 2 or 3 current events that's relatable. Things we don't talk about everything that everybody's talking about, but just key things. And then we have the segment come on at 7:20 with our expert. And at the end, we talk about what we have going on. It's okay to change up your format. It's okay to change up your format. It's okay to change up your format. Whatever makes your vision fly. Because people will tell you, oh, you need to start like this and you need to do it like this. And if you want theme music, play theme music. It's okay. Nothing's wrong with that. Do what works best for you. What else can I say about podcasting? Be consistent.
Hashtags.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, talk. Get feedback from other people. I have the most random people tell me how much they like my podcast,
Really?
and believe it or not, it's men.
Oh, okay.
I have so many men walk up to me and be like, "Your podcast is really good," and they may not even be in the comment section because I'm thinking it's more women. But I have men who watch and they're like, "Y'all do good." Also, well, I'll say that for later. I say that for the things.
Okay. So we have 3 minutes. Sorry, so it was so quick. Y'all had such good information and such good content. So let's go ahead and wrap up. Give us just like I said, let's do 2 to 3 things that they need to walk away with, and then tell them how they can find you. Let's see if we can do it in 3 minutes.
All right, Charlotte, you gonna go first?
Okay.
Go ahead.
3 things that I would advise you all to walk away with is 1, know your publisher, as I said before. 2, know what you're writing about. And 3, make sure you have access to everything you need to get yourself out there. Those are the main 3 pointers that I believe that a author and a person that's publishing should have, whether you are self-publishing or have someone publishing. Make sure you have those 3 things available to you right there at your fingertips. Make sure all of that's there for you to have, because you want to come out on top, and you do not want to lower your momentum or lower your level of confidence or lower your sales or lower anything that's connected to your writing or your book or your business, because
Okay.
you may become a
Charlotte,
full-time author. So make sure you have those steps on your fingertips.
tell them where to find you.
Say that again.
Where to find you. Where can they contact you, or how?
And to contact me, you can contact me by my cell number, 901-319-0544. Just text me and let me know who you are. Or you can email me at charlottesgillespie472@gmail.com. Or you can find me on Facebook, Charlotte Gillespie, on Instagram, Charlotte Gillespie 27. I am on all social media, and those are my that's my contact information. You can contact me at any time. As long as when you're calling me, make sure you text me and let me know who you are, so I will answer.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Miss Davis. Tell us your points and where
Yes,
to find you.
Be authentic to yourself. That's my first point. Be authentic to yourself and your voice. Don't try to be like everybody else, because you'll fail. When you're authentically yourself, that's when it shows up and you flourish. Number 2, stick to the topics that you decide that you're going to talk about. If you don't talk about sports and you know nothing about sports, don't talk about sports. Something that me and Fancy always talked about was being authentic. So if she's having a bad day, we talk about that bad day. when my father passed, we talked about my father passing because we wanted to talk about those things that anybody can relate to. And that's important because that's going to draw in your audience. Number 3, stay consistent with your brand. Number 4, get a logo. Get a logo so people know who you are. If you need to contact me, you can contact me at ARNYA at Lady CEO. Excuse me. LadyCEO.com. Lady spelled with an I. So it's LADICEO.com. My website is ladyceo.com. Lady spelled with an I. Again, my email, ARNYA at ladyceo.com. On Instagram is lady.ceo. On Facebook, it's Lady CEO LLC. Or you can catch me at ARNYA TM Davis. I do brand management. I talk about podcasting, confidence, whatever you need. Also, real quick plug, I will be a part of Miss Jacqueline's book, Born to Lead. I am so excited about that because I've always wanted to write. So this is just me jumping into that. And I appreciate you for that. And I apologize for my tardiness.
No problem at all. I'm so excited actually to have both of you. I'm so thrilled. So let me go ahead and just close us out. So again, you have joined us for the Business Accelerator Bootcamp. Definitely check out all of the other panels as well. Again, this is to help you scale your business. This is your year, 2022. We are no longer playing small. We are going all out. We are taking some risks. We are doing things different, right? In order to get something different, you got to do something different.
Right.
So please join us for the other panels as well. I'm your host, Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, and I hope to see you again soon. All right, everyone, take care.